This is going to be so edited. This will be so edited.
Might be raw.
Yeah. So, there's really nothing to talk about. We haven't investigated anything in a while. Anything. Somebody
Awesome.
call us to investigate something, please.
Please, awesome. Thank you.
We do have the Pratt Opera House, which is down the street. We're going to investigate that as soon as it gets a little nicer because it's pretty cold out here still. And we just went to a few cemeteries today and walked around and looked at stuff. We didn't do any sessions while we were at the cemeteries because it's cold. We're sissies.
Got that right.
But the last cemetery we did was on Route 104, and we did that house. Remember the house?
Mm-hmm.
And we met. What did we meet? We met the keeper. He was a keeper of the cemetery. He said that every cemetery has a gatekeeper. Is that what it was called?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was watching us while we were there.
Yeah, just making sure everything was going good.
And what's cool about that is after we did that investigation, the guy who owns the house that allowed us to go there, into that home that he owned, he was mowing the lawn, and he said somebody was watching him the whole time he mowed. He can see him.
Yep.
So he said, but this guy had overalls, bibs, and he had a shovel or something in his hand.
That's cool.
And he was watching him mow the lawn the whole time. So that's pretty wild. So he said we can go back there anytime, and we'll take him up on that as soon as it gets warmer.
Make sure you cut your grass right.
And I think we'll probably concentrate on the yard, on the cemetery and the yards more than the house. There was something nasty in the house. It just didn't want us there. But we didn't really get a lot of answers out of that house. But we got a lot going on.
May 4th, we're going to be going out.
We're going to the Palace Theater in Lockport. How old is that place?
Pretty old, I think. It's,
Yeah.
I think, one of the originals in Lockport.
1800s, gotta be. Yeah. And that's the same with the Opera House down here. That's 1800s. 1850, something like that. So that'll be fun. And I've been up there. I've been in there, and he's been restoring it slowly, but it's a lot of money to restore it, and a lot of time, and a lot of money. Things that nobody has, time and money.
Not anymore.
So we're here in the shop. This is the area that I do all the sessions, when I do private sessions. So I figured maybe we'll turn on the box and see who's here, see what's going on.
Please buy this one.
Please buy this one, yes. No more fake accounts on eBay and pretending that you're going to buy it and then not buy it. That's bad. But we're going to use it today, and you'll be able to hear it. Well, you've already heard it anyway, but Rick is responsible for letting me know who the spirits are here. So, you know, he was the one who told me about Mr. Crenshaw. Actually, he found out about Crenshaw before we even went over to the Roots building, because Mr. B told you that Crenshaw was one of his boys.
Yep.
So, but Rick already had the name pegged before we even went over there. And that was cool. And that was a really fun time. I liked that night that we went down there. That was really, really cool. What do you think? I see you keeping your head still today.
I know. No. Neck ache.
So what do you do do you go on any investigations by yourself?
No.
Now I know you downloaded the app. I remember that used to like text me at night and say there's like a ghost in your room or something. Now see me, I won't do that in the house. I won't invite that into the house. I mean it's there, but I don't imagine it along.
I keep that professional. I do that outside.
Yeah, I do it here all the time, but I don't care about here. You know, and sometimes they do come to the house, and I'll hear them. But I don't try to provoke it along at the house. The kid's already scared enough to do anything in the house by himself. So we don't do that.
It was really fun to look at the gravestones today and seeing some of the history, and I mean, beyond years of what we actually thought were going to be there.
Yep. 1745. We saw.
It was like 1831.
1831. A lot of died dates around the 1800s, but to see, the guys that were born in 1730s, it's like, whoa, that's pretty wild.
Then we seen a silo that wasn't even taken care of. Like, I thought that was kind of...
I didn't get a picture of the silo, but I did get a couple pictures of the area that we were in, and I'll edit them into here. So,
but it's so cool just to see some of the designs that, for the loved ones that have gone.
mm-hmm.
It's very nice to see that.
Some of them are creepy.
There were some cool ones, like remember the one that looked like we thought it was a stool,
Yep.
like a seat.
It looked like a stool, and it was an actual stone.
It was hidden too. It was way back there.
Yeah, way on top of the hill. There were stones, and it wasn't taken care of. Everything was falling over. The trees were dead. The limbs have busted most of them away, and that sucks. That's shitty.
And if you guys
station
are
took
ever
care of it.
interested, though, go to Cold Spring Cemetery. It's on they call it Rattlesnake Hill in Lockport. Very, very historic. It's where the myth of the Lady in White is, if you know about that.
And he's the only one to have actually seen the Lady in White. I mean, a lot of people have seen her,
But yeah, that was
but he saw her up close and personal.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I thought that was cool.
Because you work where she was she a teacher there? Or
She was the actual owner.
She was the actual owner of the building?
She was the wife of the owner where I work at. And I was in the hallway cleaning, and she came out of the wall, turned, looked at me, and then flew like a white ghost down the hallway. It was really neat, and I thought I just couldn't believe that. That was how close it was to me. That was definitely neat.
And most of the people that see her, they see her on the hill, on the road, correct?
Right.
And she appears.
Yeah. Like your car goes foggy, and then you look in the back of your mirror, and she's there sitting behind you, and then you hit a certain point of the bridge, and she's gone.
And you would think that that's just like an old tale, but then when you really saw her...
Yeah, I was like,
and she was that's a good mile away from the school,
mm-hmm.
that area that they see her. So I wonder was there a home there or anything? Why does she go there? Why does she show up there? Because of the tunnel.
And she lives there. She
Okay.
used to live there. And that where we did our one investigation, that was her house.
Okay.
So
That's pretty wild.
that was pretty cool.
I never met her. I never saw her when we were doing the investigation there. But we also found the grave of Coach.
Yep.
Who was
Of the private school.
Now, unless you go to the video and watch the investigation, you're really not going to know what we're talking about. And a lot of that video, the last parts, especially in the old library, that was really, really interesting. The video shit the bed. We lost a lot of it. I tried to recover most of it, and I'm still working on, when I can, the very last part. The audio is really hard to hear, and it takes a long time to clear it up. I've got half of it done, and it's been a good months,
Yeah.
5 months.
And what sucked about that too is it was so echoey because of how big the private school is. So.
Yeah, the gym we couldn't do the gym at all because it was just so echoey.
Yeah.
But the room that we were in at the end in that library, a lot of sexual innuendo stuff was coming out there, which I found really surprising.
Which was kind of weird because it was health class.
Health class.
That was the weird part.
Yeah. Well, I can get it for health. I understand that.
But it was just weird.
Everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were priests too, and there was a priest with a nun that came out too on there, and I think they were doing a little extracurricular. So, we're not trying to. There's nothing bad that we're saying about the school. That was years and years ago.
Yeah.
That's just what it was. That's what an investigation is. I don't ever feel sorry for saying what I say about a place because that's the history and that's what we're getting out of the investigation, and that's what we're bringing towards the table. From the way that we understand it.
Yeah, because when you see it on video, well, why didn't they say anything? No, we are being truthful. We're telling you what's going to be
right
upon that video. So
yeah, we don't milk anything. And what comes to you is what comes to you, and you present it to us, and
just to try to help and make sure you guys understand.
And it doesn't always come. It doesn't always come to them.
Oh, like right now, I mean, I'm still trying to rebuild myself to get back into it.
Yeah.
It's been a tough couple months for me, so
Yep.
it's a work in progress for both of us. I can't say just me, but for both of us.
I mean, I'm learning, and the more that I can learn, the more that I can feel, the more that I can sense, the more that I can even hear on the radio, whatever helps you or anybody else, you know. If just a little bit comes to you and you say something, I'm never gonna make you do
really,
something, you
yeah.
know. I'm not that way. I mean, the more that you can present to us and tell us that you're seeing and hearing is always better.
Yeah.
But if it's not there, it's not there.
Well, it's like
What are you gonna do?
when we just a couple weeks ago when we just lost a family member, we were at the funeral home and we were actually telling people about our past investigations about the funeral
Really?
homes.
And they like
And
that.
we were telling her about like the lighting and how but and that's what we like about our group is we go in there. Yes, we investigate, but we're learning at the same time, and it's so much fun.
We're not know-it-alls by any means. I mean, we probably know less than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just as a team we work well together and we try to help each other along as we go.
And I should reference this. It's when you're at a funeral and your loved one or friend or anybody is in their coffin, there's actually lighting above them that beam off of their certain parts of their face to make them look alive again. And that was a really neat thing that we found out from the morticians that they would call them?
Yeah, mortician at the funeral home.
So that was really nice to.
The pink lighting, the blue lighting, the yellow
Yeah.
lighting, and it all just kind of gels together to give them that.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I mean, there's been a lot of things that we've learned.
Mm-hmm. And keep learning, and it's funny that I went back and somebody that bought a radio off me asked me, where he could find the video because he didn't know how to use the radio. So I went back to that video and I learned something from rewatching one of my own videos because
cool.
you don't hear everything all the time. Although you go through it, you type it, you miss so much, and you go back and you listen to it. It's like, oh, look at that, look at that. I found out some stuff, going back and listening to an old session.
I mean, I like to even when we go to the Buffalo Terminal, which we're trying to get to go back.
We're going back.
But what we liked about it was the history on that. What was it, the second floor, I think, where they were doing the changing of the tracks.
Yes.
Where the conductor.
The controller, the guy who worked at the controller.
I thought that was neat.
He told you that about 3,000 trains went there a day, through there a day, and he had to control them all. And we had a spirit guide, Bob. Was it Bob?
Either Bob or Bill.
Bob or Bill, who followed us all around. He told us when we first got there that he was the one who watched over the kid. Why do I never get that kid's? I can never remember.
I can't remember it now.
I can never remember his name.
Well, when we were down the hallway, remember when they were taking the video and they said that you could see spirits going back and forth.
The shadow.
And you literally could see shadows in the.
It was the hallway of shadows, they call it.
That was neat.
Yep.
I thought that was so cool.
You remember we were standing in the middle of that hallway, and we kind of snuck off and went over into the other rooms as they went on their way.
Unfortunately, we do our own thing.
Yeah, we always do our own thing. But the spirits told you that they didn't like the people that were running the show.
Yeah.
So whenever he's on, it's a pretty good night. But like I said, a lot of stuff happened.
I think honestly the coolest one was where we went to the winery.
Yes, the winery was awesome.
And you were reading the book, and they were reading it with you.
With me, you could hear them in the ghost box reading along with me.
That was by far nuts.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool is I actually sat back and let them do it, and they did it. They came out full disclosure, and they were with you the whole time.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool when we're doing a session, and I try to just lock in and concentrate on them, and you tell me that they're like hanging on every word I say, but of course I can't talk to them, but then they will talk to you to relay, so I can relay back to you, which is really cool. Like the guy at the Virgin House, the nasty son of a bitch.
Oh yeah.
who didn't like anybody but would only
That-
talk to me.
That guy was bad.
I still don't know who he was.
Yeah, he was something.
But,
He followed us too. That was the craziest part because we were at that abandoned house.
Yeah,
With the,
and he showed up there.
yeah, and he was like, "I'll see you again,"
Mm-hmm.
and he did.
A lot of people say that they'll see us again. You always say that. They say that.
And they did.
And they do, don't they?
Sure do.
They follow us around.
And that one, he came hard. He came hard.
But it wasn't that I put him in his place. I was respectful to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to offer up help for him through my spirit guide. And I think he was that close to taking it too. I think he was that close, and he just fought it. And he said no, and he was gone. He took off and he laughed on his way.
And then
out.
we've witnessed at a private house, the archangels will come and they will fight for you. I promise you that. You need them, they will come.
Yeah. You pray for that light and that protection. It does come, and you can feel it too when it comes, and you can hear it too on some of our sessions.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear that wind. You can hear the change in the energy right through the speakers. It's kind of weird.
Because we dealt with a hellhound.
We dealt with the hellhound at that house.
Dealt with demons. Oh.
I'm gonna check on just make sure we're still going strong here. And I've got a 16 gigabyte card, so I'm gonna check it just to make sure that it doesn't go off. I would like to do a quick session here, and just to see who's here. Hey, you texted me.
You're sitting right next to him.
You texted me.
Matrix activated.
Activated. So if the video goes out, I'm still recording. We've got audio, so I'm not going to worry about that. So you'll be able to hear it. I hear Jasper. Hi, Jasper. So Jasper, as everybody knows, stays down the street at a different place, but he always comes here. And he was the one who tried to fight the nasty thing that was here at one time and wasn't strong enough. But he's here all the time. Who's here, Lewis? Are you here? Yeah. Is George here? Yep. And Jasper. How are you guys? Do you remember Rick, Lewis? Lewis, do you remember Rick? Jasper, have you ever met him? Have you ever met Jasper? Mm-hmm. You met him? Mm-hmm. Oh, at the hotel. Yeah. Okay, so everybody knows everybody.
I don't think he knows.
Well, he went to the hotel though. You were at the hotel. I'm gonna check the camera again. So that's how it works. So it's 20 minutes, and then it cuts out, and I can record again, and it gives me another 20 minutes until my card is full, I guess. So as far as I understand, we still have video. So is there any? When we go to the opera house, can you tell me who will meet there? Do you know anybody at the old opera house? Right here. He said Crace here. He calls himself Crace sometimes. Lewis? Are there any passerbys here? Anybody passing through that would like to say hello? Can I get your name, please? Have you ever been here before? It's quiet today. Let me try something. Every time I hear that voice, it sounds like Elvis. Crying all the time. Alright, let's go with the live ghost box.
Well, he ain't crying all the time now.
No, he ain't, is he? How many spirits are at Steve Halte's house today? Are there any spirits that I spoke to the other day from Steve Halte's here? Olga? Emily? Is Olga or Emily here? Now, I was told there were also children over there at Steve Halte's house. What was the number? I was told that there were 4 children there. Is that true? Can I get the names of the children? Halte's house used to be an orphanage. He lives in Jersey, and he has radios, hack radios that he builds, and he leaves them live, and they run on the internet, and you can plug right into them. So I was doing a session the other day, and they said that they were at Steve Halte's house through his ghost box, and I got the name of Olga and Emily, and then there were 4 children there. And then I talked to him a couple days later, and he confirmed that there were children there, and I think one of the kids got hit by a carriage out in front of his house, and she's there. Who is the girl that was hit by a carriage at the orphanage in front of Steve Halte's house? Can I get the name, please? Luke. Jasper is Luke. Can you please come up to the front of the table and speak to us? Yeah? I'm going to need your name. My name's DJ. It's Rick. Dan. Can you tell me what you did in life? Tell him. Yes, tell me, please. What did you do in life? I don't think they're being cooperated with us. Nobody's cooperating today, huh? That's okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming through if you did. Goodbye. You sent me a photo? Of what? Oh. That's bad. All right, so tried to do a little session here. I don't know how it went. Couldn't really hear much. The speakers are pointing that way, and we're here, but heard a little bit. Think we're gonna go.
Check us out on paranormalresponse.com.
Please. So we will be.
Check out his eBay, please. Help him out.
Yeah, help me out. But we will be doing an investigation shortly. What is it? It's on the third?
What's that?
What day are we going? The 4th? I don't...
May 4th.
May 4th. Oh, it's May 4th. Wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do something before that.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Say goodbye.